everybody. My name is Nicole and I'm a technical analyst and private investor. And for you today, I thought we'd look at the value of the US dollar. Now, this matters to so many people and so many different businesses. So it does hit home. And what's been happening, and I think people have only just become aware of this, is that from its peak in the pandemonium that was March markets, the US dollar has been steadily losing ground against major currencies. The euro has got all the headlines because whatever, I don't know. The pound, likewise, cable against the dollar has got some headlines. But this is nothing to do with a strong European Union economy or a strong British economy or a strong anything, Australia. This is the dollar that's losing ground. So I've got three charts for you. My first chart is the dollar index. This is a basket of major currencies here. And there you can see it's a weekly chart with my Ichimoku clouds and the moving averages. If people have just realized that the dollar has been getting weaker, well, hello, where have you been? Because the moving averages crossed to bearish of the dollar in the second quarter. I mean, ages ago. And it crashed through that skinny little cloud, crashed through that pathetic, marginally uptrend line, and it's all systems go. And we're back down to where we were in May 2018. Now, this is not catastrophic stuff at all, because the reality is the dollar index since March 2015 has been in a range between 90 and 103. In fact, it's had trouble holding above 100 since March 1987. So what we're doing is retreating from what are rather expensive levels for the greenback. At the moment, it's not a disaster, but should we trade below 90 and hold below 90, then I'll be back with some more info for you. Now, don't assume that all currencies are getting stronger against the US dollar. I've got a whole outliers that are not doing the same. And the first one I'm going to show you is the Russian ruble. It had, like all the others, this catastrophic disaster in March. You can see it there where we gap, and you need more and more and more rubles to buy yourself a dollar. Since then, it pulled in its horns, and from being 30% weaker against the dollar in March, then in June it was only 11% weaker, and now it's on the go, on the slide really again today. And it's 22%. This is based on January the 2nd's prices. So what's happened here is that what had been resistance in 2018 and 2019 has now become support. Now, this one is not nearly as neat an Ichimoku chart as the dollar index is, because A, the moving averages are a bit of a mess, the clouds are a bit of a mess, and you're not quite sure what you're doing. But my hunch is that it will lead to further ruble weakness, which in itself also has quite a lot of implications for fossil fuel prices. So keep an eye on this one. And my third and final chart is another one that's struggling. I'm afraid it's the Turkish lira. Now, what's interesting here is that historical volatility today, this year really, has been very subdued compared to what it has been and can be over the last decade. What's also interesting here is that this year, volumes are at record highs. So this currency exchange rate means a lot to a lot of people. And that sort of fine blue line you can see, that is the sort of rate of depreciation that we've seen since 2018, first quarter. What happens is it sort of steadies up a bit and then sort of settles down. And then it has sudden surges and severe attacks on it. And what you can see that since March, it's not been under severe attack really. It's sort of, and hence the subdued volatility. We're currently at the record high of 7.42 liras per dollar. And data out today show that inflation in Turkey is higher than expected, higher than what the government wants, at 11.77% in August. So therefore, you could expect a depreciation of that magnitude over the coming 12 months. So nice to see you. I hope you've enjoyed the charts, and above all, don't tar every market with the same brush.